G'day crew, my name's Luke from Aquatic Rehab Spearfishing, and yeah, basically I'm just making this video to sort of explain like why we haven't been making any full-length content, and yeah, sort of touching on like what I'm doing at the moment. I'm sitting in front of the old dying computer trying to like make a crowdfunding page to sort of get some help, you know, so that we can get back into video editing again. So like a lot of you guys that follow us obviously know, came out of the closets having depression, but sort of like not making any content, the phone's off, you know, and then like a lot of people are getting sort of pissed off, going like, where the hell is this guy gone, like disappeared or whatever. And new things, like a recent diagnosis that I've had, which is quite interesting, is fibromyalgia. So it's like depression, anxiety, like chronic muscle pain and stuff like that. Irritable bowel syndrome, which have bloody, I don't even know, you know, tinnitus and brain fog, which gets really gnarly. And like I thought it was normal to be in heaps of pain all the time. Like a lot of the dudes that I sort of dive and hunt with, you know, a few of them know that I like quite often take painkillers to like dive or to hunt, especially like if I'm hunting quite hard, I'll need painkillers. To actually have a diagnosis is something that's you know, like, so oh okay, so that's what it is, alright, sweet. So like the main problem, job issues. So like the last like over 10 years or since I left school, like my first job was sort of ended up being a mechanic for a while. Like every career that I've had, I've just ended up losing it because of these like, all these sort of problems. And like basically, and then real estate, stuff like that. And then yeah, like I had this real bad episode of depression, sort of totally hollow, couldn't feel a thing. No, you know, for anyone that doesn't know what it's like, it's basically I had a notepad that I kept every day. It's horrific to go through. You know, what's the point of getting out of bed? Like, how would you, even doing work is like completely out of the question. Like, you cannot even like face people, and like this the feeling of nothingness. Like, what's the point of even getting money? What's the point of even doing anything if you cannot feel a single thing? But yeah, so like basically had a real gnarly depressive episode, sleeping like 3 hours a night. And so, since then, from the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've had, first time in probably 10 years, I've been off antidepressants for the longest time. Not taking any painkillers unless I really need it, but like before I was taking painkillers all the time. And like getting treatment, like, you know, osteos and SIBO test for my gut. It's Google SIBO, S-I-B-O, if you want to know what that's about. Pretty much completely run out of money. Not complaining about the situation, but I'm just like letting guys know why I can't video edit. It's because the computer's from 2009 and it's like rooted. It just like crashes like probably 5 times while I'm trying to edit. Like making like a 1 minute Instagram clip, and it's like hardly even exporting them now. I can't even really see what I'm doing because it's so choppy. Today's edit, it's died. Managed to restart it, and now I'm trying to play through my graded footage to see what it's going to look like. And my green screen camera, which is the one I'm filming on now, finally I just got it going tonight for the first time in about a week, is dying. Like, if I start to move it around or anything like that, it just dies. There's no point putting it in a housing, and there's no point sitting in front of a green screen with it. So it's just like it's on the way out. Obviously, like too much salt water and blood and stuff all over it. And I'm glad that I've still got the GoPro Hero 7 that I brought last spring. That was when I was working, so that's cool because I've got a lot of good footage and stuff with that, and I'm sort of still compiling footage with that when I can dive. Yeah, basically any money that I'm going to get in the future, like when I get back to like finding a proper career and getting some income, you know, it sort of has to go into like life shit. And like I can't honestly see myself being able to afford to buy an editing computer or another camera in quite a while, and so that doesn't really bother me. But I just thought, like, if anyone wants to see content and like the stuff that we've filmed, like I've got a whole bunch of content there, then, you know, I thought I'd just have a crack at the crowdfunding. And then, because like all this video editing that I'm going to be doing, it's all the time that I'm putting in is like, and all the time that I've spent getting all this footage is like free. I'm just donating it to YouTube. Hence why we made the How to Spearfish series. Now that pays for groceries. Still people getting into it, so that's actually helps a lot. You know, just it's not a huge amount of money, but it's nice to just have like a little bit coming in every month. Basically, I just thought, like, you know, if guys that want to see content want to sort of help us out, I just thought I'd put the crowdfunding idea out there. That means that I could, like, you know, go and do the voiceovers and edit the footage and stuff that I've got like sitting on my external hard drive through summer from this like mad filming run. So start putting together some actual full-length episodes again. Also some like long-term stuff. I was thinking, like, if I had like a laptop, I could sort of compile a bit of footage and stuff. I'd like to do like sessions with maybe like new Spearos or whatever, and go over like things that like aren't sort of that commonly talked about, like actually dealing with buck fever when you're hunting, sharks and shot placement, and just like yarns and stuff like that too, and sort of show footage and have like sort of group session type of things going on. I think that would be pretty sick. So for the laptop, like I'm looking at probably like 1.5 to 2K for a laptop, and then like a big monitor as well I can plug into it that'll sort of churn through like all this heavy Hero 7 footage. And then you know, like we've got all like the software and stuff like that as well. And then I'm looking at a new RX100, which is like a real good point and shoot, pretty much like what I've got, but yeah, it's pretty sick. That's like, I think that's about 1900, and then well, you know, just accessory type stuff. It's probably like in total, like the whole thing's probably looking around 4K. I could pull it off, and I set the crowdfunding at 5K in case like if people, because I don't know how this is going to go, if people actually donate it, if it actually happens to do well, like extra money will probably go into like the life situation and all this like health shit. So because I'm seeing people that are helping me out and rah. That's pretty much like it. So if, you know, if anyone wants to help us with crowdfunding, that's like the gist of it, and that's sort of where I'm going with it. I don't expect anyone to do it, and I don't care if you don't do it, but I just thought, because now I've sort of come out of this depressive bit, I've actually got the motivation to create, like, whereas like 4 weeks ago I would have instead, fuck it, I'm not gonna bother editing this, like there's no point to that. So I thought like crowdfunding is probably the only thing that's actually going to be the only step to allowing me to sort of do some creating. So before I get onto this last bit, the rewards. So I've got the rewards on my cell phone. So like, if anyone that pledges $20 gets one free episode of the How to Spearfish series. That's New Zealand. Anyone that pledges $50 gets the whole series free, and then for $90, you get the whole series of 5 free, and then I'll get a long sleeve Aquatic Rehab shirt printed up and sent out to you. So that's all there on Pledge Me is the website that I'm using. So yeah, I'll have a link in the description to whatever video this is, or in the description or whatever there. You guys can check that out if something you want to do. And then I thought I'd just add on at the end, like any, because once I put a post up saying depression was the reason why I wasn't active on social media or even looking at the phone or doing anything, a whole bunch of Spearos came out of the woodwork and started like private messaging me, like in confidentiality, that if that even makes sense, that they were suffering like similar kind of things, and some of them were quite gnarly, like so, and a lot of dudes as well. It's like some guys that have like epic diving on the doorstep, epic hunting, and they're like couldn't be fucked. Like basically get you know, pack the gear up and ready to go on a mean trip, like an epic trip, and it's like private blocks and things like that in Australia and radio are, and they're like, what's the point? Like they're just so depressed, so they just end up staying at home, and then just, you know, thinking about suicide and stuff like that. So that was crazy. So, and I couldn't help at that stage because I had no idea. But now, if anyone that's watching this is sort of going through like anything similar to that, and they're thinking about suicide and stuff like that, just send us a message, because I've got these like few resources now. I won't bombard you, but like a couple of videos, and then a recommendation for an audiobook. I could actually go quite deep into it, but I'm not going to do it at this stage. But I'll just say, get in touch with me on Aquatic Rehab Spearfishing on Facebook, or Aquatic Rehab Spearfishing on Instagram. Just direct message me, and then I'll send out those resources. So yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, I hope that sort of explained it all. And if you have any questions, just get at us on the usual social media channels, and I'll try to get back to you. And yeah, we'll set this thing up tonight, hopefully, or tomorrow, and then by the time you see this video, it should all be up and running. And yeah, we'll see how we go. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sweet, thank you, and take it easy.